Welcome to Shot Clock, where four guests debate the biggest topics in sports. I'm your host, Jackson Stafford, and today I'm joined by Kaden Trenoweth, Philip Robarge, Abby Haines, and Gabe Shaw. Let's get into our first topic. So the NBA season, about a month into it. So far, who do you guys have as the most impressive team so far? Kaden, I'll start with you.
For me, it really has to be the Detroit Pistons. This is a team that is 2 years removed from having 14 wins. We're a month into the 2025 season. They're already at 10, at top of the East. I don't know about you guys, but I had them picked to slate right in the middle, around that 15 in the power rankings. I thought that's where they were going to stay all year. A team that's up and coming, a team that's going to surprise some people, but not first place in the East right now, especially with how loaded it is at the top, especially with the Knicks. I thought they were going to be a little bit more hot to start the year, but what this Pistons team is doing is absolutely unreal. I did not see this one coming.
Yeah, right now, top of the Eastern Conference, Cade Cunningham looking at MVP candidate. Philip, what do you have?
Yeah, no, the Pistons are a great option. I was actually debating that myself, but for me, the San Antonio Spurs are by far the most impressive team for me thus far in the league right now, and that's down to one man, Victor Wembanyama. The man is on a tear. He is putting up huge stat lines in points, rebounds, and blocks, averaging right now 25, 13 rebounds, and 4 blocks, all at just 21 years old, remember, and all being the third most double-teamed man in the NBA this season. A healthy De'Aaron Fox is shockingly proving himself to be the spark that this team absolutely needed. And bottom line is, expectations were pretty low for the Spurs this season, but they haven't had the playoffs in 6 years, and now they're staring at top 2 seed right now. I think that's pretty impressive.
I think I'd actually have to disagree with you. I think the Spurs were a top 10 team coming into this season. I think that acquisition of De'Aaron Fox, knowing you were getting Wembanyama back for a full season. I mean, last year he spent half the year out. I believe he had blood clots, so he wasn't around for half the season. You were getting De'Aaron Fox, and then you had some impressive rookies coming in as well. I think the Spurs were actually better off this season than they were last season. I think the start out of the gate, I think they went on a 5-0 run to start the year. I think everyone kind of expects it from them now.
I don't think, if I could just say one word, I don't absolutely think that's true at all, because the Spurs right now, this is a team, the past 3 years, they have perfected the art of losing. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Tell me about young talent. 9 players on this team, Kaden, have not won more than 35 games in their career. I think that shows a lot of inexperience, and I don't think they're ready so far, but they're proving me wrong, obviously.
A lot of those young players have been hurt, though. That's the big thing. They got them all back, and then they built around those young players. They built around Wembanyama. They brought in De'Aaron Fox to run those pick and rolls, to slash down into the paint with Wembanyama. This was a team that had a lot of high expectations. Nobody thinks they're going to win the overall championship. No one thinks they're going to win the NBA championship, right? But this is a team that they're performing like we thought they would.
I agree with what both of you have to say. I think the Spurs have been very impressive, but I don't think they're expected to not perform well. Wembanyama, of course, being an MVP candidate. The addition of Fox finally playing in. They've been one of the best teams, for sure. Abby, what do you have?
Well, I went with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They were expected to be good, but overall they've been the most impressive team so far. They're one of the youngest teams in the NBA right now, but they're playing like veterans. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is having an MVP-level season. He's calm, efficient, clutch. The team plays fast, unselfish. They play hard every night. Overall, they have great chemistry. They move the ball, play hard defense, and genuinely look like they have fun playing together, not to mention they have the best record in the NBA right now of 11-1.
They are certainly the best team, and they're just continuing from their championship run. I'm going to give you 2 points for that, Abby. Gabe, what do you have?
Yeah, give me the Chicago Bulls. You know, they started off 6-1 this year, beating good teams like the Pistons and the Knicks. They have slowed down a little bit. They are 6-5 now. However, they're one of the youngest teams in the NBA. They have only 2 players over the age of 30. And Josh Giddey is having a great year so far, 21 points per game. I mean, they just got to come into their own. They're a young team. I think they're going to be good contenders. They've really been sticking at the play-in games, the play-in tournaments these last couple of years, and it's kind of been the same thing over and over for the past 4 or 5 years for the Bulls. And so finally, it looks like they have something coming here. So I'm going to take the Bulls for my most impressive so far.
Yeah, Giddy and Buzelis have been very impressive to start the season. Like you mentioned, little struggle right now, but still been very impressive to me. Any last argument before we head on to the next topic?
I really want the Bulls to be good. The city of Chicago needs that basketball team to be good so bad. They ended the year really hot, if I remember right. They went on a stretch to even make that play-in tournament. I think the stretch actually came after a long losing streak, but that's a team that the city of Chicago needs that team to be good. The NBA is better when the Bulls are good. I really hope it's not another 9-seed play-in bounce for them because they're in that weird area where it's almost time to rebuild, but they're playing good right now, so you don't know.
Well, for our next topic, let's look at the flip side of that. Who do you guys think have been the most disappointing teams? Kaden, we'll go back to you.
I think it has to be the Orlando Magic. I mean, this is a team that was predicted to be in the top 10 in pretty much everybody's power rankings. They went out. They had a win-now mentality. They traded 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. That guy is averaging 15, 4, and 4 with 30% shooting. He has been awful so far. That team is now 6-6. I will give them credit. They've won 3 of their last 4. So they're starting to turn it around. But this entire offseason, all we heard from the Orlando coaching staff was, hey, we're going to have a new and improved offense. We're going to be so much better. They are the 20th ranked offense. They are so much worse. And now on top of that, their defense, which was their pride and joy, is now almost in the bottom half of the league. And then you mix that with now Paolo probably being out for a significant amount of time with a groin injury. Things aren't looking good in Orlando.
Yeah, when you trade 4 first-round picks for a guy of Desmond Bane's caliber, you expect a little more. And with the East being weak, with, of course, the Celtics being injured, you would think they'd be a higher seed, but right now they're in the 8-9 range. So, yeah, really good point. Philip, what do you got?
Yeah, you know what? The Magic, the season's still young for them. It's only November. They have a chance to really turn it around. You want to talk about a closed book? You want to talk about a team that's done already into the season? Look no further than New Orleans Pelicans. I mean, there wasn't a lot of hope for that team coming into the season, but there was at least some. And I think really when it came down to Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, all those guys resting on their shoulders, it just hasn't worked out for them. Zion's been injured, and Jordan Poole and Dejounte Murray as well getting injured just killed any hope of them doing anything this year. Again, as I mentioned, already in November, and already this team is just trash, and it's just ridiculous. The front office this year trading the 23rd pick for the 13th pick to get Derek Queen, that was supposed to be better for them short term, that was an absolute sell for them, and it's just ridiculous. So talk about a closed book, look no further. New Orleans Pelicans, they're done. They're done this season, and they're done next season to come.
Pelicans have certainly been disappointing, but I feel like entering the season, I don't think they were expected to play well. Like, maybe not as bad as they are now, but still not a top team. But still, they've been very disappointing when you have a guy of Zion Williamson's caliber. Abby, what do you have?
I went with the Boston Celtics. I mean, sure, they've had some injuries, but they went from being one of the top teams in the NBA to Celtics fans not even wanting to watch the games. My mom is a lifetime Celtics fan, and I asked her about the team this year, and she said she hasn't even bothered watching most of the games because they suck so bad. Yeah, they're inconsistent effort. They're flat one night, and they're great the next, and it's just not going so well for them this season.
I mean, yeah, sure, they have some injuries and stuff, but I mean, how can you call them the most disappointing if their best scorer is out? One of the top 5 players in the league, and Tatum is out. He's one of the top scorers. I mean, I don't know if you can call him disappointing. And sure, Derek White, all these key guys, they're not shooting that well, not up to their standards at least. But I mean, you sign a guys like Josh Minot, Luka Garza, stuff like that. You can't expect to have a good team with that. It's just they weren't expected to be good this year, and I don't really know if they're most disappointing if we all expected it, especially with Tatum out.
They're still losing.
Yeah, because we expected it though.
Pacers are still losing. They were in the NBA championship last year. Why can't we call them the most disappointing? They're 1-11.
I mean, because Tyrese Halliburton's hurt. I mean, they're also injured as well. I mean, we all expected them to suck too. They also lost Miles Turner as well. So, I mean, these teams that have lost players to injury, to free agency, I mean, they're supposed to be good, but they're not good because of injuries. So we all expected them to be bad.
I guess that's kind of my point. Like, I threw the Pacers out there just for fun because, like, that's a team, easy answer. NBA Finals, if you know nothing about basketball, oh, this team was in the NBA Finals last year. Now they're 1-11. Let's look at this team. That's the worst team in the league, most disappointing. The Boston Celtics are truly just going through a power struggle right now. They lost their best scorer. They lost their MVP candidate year after year. But their defense is still a top 10 defense in the league. It's really just the offense. And you kind of expected that with them, with losing out on that MVP caliber player. And it's just that power struggle. Brown is really being exposed for his weaknesses right now. Anthony Simons has really picked it up, but they just have no depth right now. It's really hard to see for the Celtics, but that's the way of the injury bug.
I mean, it's also to do with money problems too, right? You know, they lost Kristaps Porzingis, they lost Drew Holiday, they lost some big names because they don't have enough money to pay them. When you're paying Brown and Tatum like half the salary, you don't really have room to pay any other good players. And so I honestly feel like that's what's going to happen for OKC coming up because they're super dominant right now. Going back to what Abby was saying with the most impressive team, they're outstanding. But in order for them to, you know, keep going the way they're going, they're going to have to pay these players. And with all these young players playing so well, they're not going to be able to pay everyone. So I think they're going to have a similar situation to the Celtics in a couple of years.
Yeah, Celtics certainly disappointing, but kind of expected with the loss of Jason Tatum. Gabe, let's close out with you.
Yeah, for my most disappointing team, I'm going to have to go with Dallas. I know they drafted Cooper Flagg. They got lucky after trading away Luka in one of the worst trades ever. But they're starting off 3-9. I know Anthony Davis hasn't been completely healthy yet, but him and Flagg have been really the two, bright spots of this team, if you want to call it that. Cooper Flagg, 15 points per game in his rookie season, and Davis has only played like 5 or 6 games, and he has 20 points per game. They're really the only reason the Mavs are winning, and I know it's hard to get back from losing one of the best players in the league in Luka. But this team is just in a dumpster fire. Kind of like what Philip was saying. I think that door's closed. The season's already over for them, for the Mavericks in this case. And what they have to do is just they have to move forward, you know, maybe look forward to the next couple of years in drafts. And fans, you got to be thankful that Nico Harrison's gone because that might be the only thing fans can cheer about right now is Nico Harrison being fired.
Nico Harrison is certainly probably the highlight of the Mavs season so far, being fired. We're going to go to break, and when we come back, we're going to have Kaden and Gabe debate the last topic.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Jackson Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing.
I watch golf with him. And
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Doesn't see race. Love is love. Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back to Shot Clock. For our last topic today, we're going to go one-on-one with our 2 winners of the last round. Our final topic for today, who will win MVP? Kaden, start with you.
So this one's a little bit of a hot take because he's definitely dropped out of the top 5 in this last month, but I still got Victor Wembanyama. I mean, this is a guy who came into the season and just absolutely started dominating, and he kind of went quiet to start the month of November. That dropped him out of the top 5 rankings, and now you see guys like SGA, Jokic, Antetokounmpo, and especially Luka Doncic with the Lakers and their performance. They've started to come back into that top 5. But what Wembanyama has done the last couple of weeks has been absurd. He had 2 30-point games back-to-back. One of the most, I would say, the weakest part of his games is his ability to kick out and get an assist. He had 10 of them the other night. He is someone to definitely watch out for. If he can get going and stay more consistent throughout the entire season, he is going to look a lot better, and he is definitely going to be at least in the top 3 when it comes to the end of the season.
Wembanyama has certainly been impressive. When you watch the Spurs, you see him do something you've never seen before. I think the other night I saw him block a shot from the 3-point line, and he was in the paint. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Gabe, what do you have?
Yeah, I actually do agree with Kaden a little bit here because Wembanyama is insane. He's like an alien when you look at him. I don't know how you can have a basketball player like that. He's so skinny and just he's a phenomenal player. But I think the only thing stopping him is injuries. You know, the injuries just plague him. The last couple of years, he's been out for a significant amount of time because of injuries, and I just think that's going to stop him from getting the MVP. So my pick is going to be, in fact, Luka Doncic from the Lakers. I do think he's been having a phenomenal year so far. I mean, I know the workload is a little bit more for him just because LeBron has been out for the Lakers. However, he's been having a great year. 35 points per game, 9 assists per game, 9 rebounds per game. He's been unstoppable. He's had a 50-point game so far, a 40-point game. He's just been lighting it up on the court for the Lakers. And he hasn't really been getting the love recently. I mean, for MVP, as much as I can recall, I don't think he's ever been in top 3 in the last couple of years, maybe once. But so far, it's Jokic, Shea, and Giannis are in the top 3 currently. And, of course, those guys are going to be the top 3 because they always are. They're always leading the league in everything. Jokic, one of the best players we've ever seen play basketball. But I like to change it up a little bit, and I think Luka can finally get it done this year. And if he does, then that'll just further solidify how bad of a trade that was, and Mavs fans will hate Nico Harrison even more.
Luka has definitely been very impressive, carrying the workload since LeBron is out. Any last arguments you guys have?
I think it really just comes down. I think me and Gabe kind of agree on this one. It really comes down to who is the most valuable player to their team this year. Antetokounmpo's in that race because he's getting a fair share of the touches. He is going. If he brings that team to the playoffs, he definitely should be the second, if not the first, for the MVP. But if you go more statistical, Shea, Jokic, those are the type of guys that, if you go statistically, they're going to win it. But I think once LeBron comes back, we're going to start seeing those numbers kind of dip down for Luka Doncic because LeBron's going to want his touches, and with that goes another 20 points. I think the assists will rise, but all those different, the amount of shots he takes, the points, the rebounds, those are all going to start to plummet a little bit for Luka Doncic once LeBron finally becomes healthy.
I mean, even when LeBron is healthy, you're right, he's going to want his touches, but he also is a little older. I know he's still LeBron. He's going to average 20 points. He's going to be LeBron, but he is on the older side, and I think Luka's going to start to take over this team. I mean, we've even seen it with Austin Reeves, too. He's averaging almost 30 points a game, and, I mean, that kind of came out of nowhere. He's having a great year so far, too, to open it up. But back to what you were saying with the other players, right? Shea, Jokic, Jokic averages a triple-double a game. That's insane. I don't know how you can't give an MVP to that. And Shea, I'm sorry, I'm kind of a Shea hater, He just gets the free throws, free throw merchant. You look every time I turn a Thunder game on, there he is at the free throw line. Where else would he be? I don't think he's the MVP. And Giannis, again, always one of those players that's always up there. He's always going to be one of the top players in the league in scoring, assists, rebounds, because he's just that guy. And same thing with Jokic. So it's always going to be between those two. But I think Luka is going to finally turn some heads this year and finally look at the Mavs and be like, I'm not fat, I'm good. So.
You both made really good points, and that last point by you, Gabe, I was thinking that during your argument as well.
That's why Nico Harrison traded him, because they claimed he was getting too heavy. Like, are you serious? This guy's scoring 35 points per game. He's too fat. I don't care how fat you are. If you're putting up numbers and winning for our team, go ahead. I don't care.
Give him the win, man. Give him the win. He got it.
The weight loss plan Luka's trainer put him on in the offseason elevated his game. And Gabe, I got to give you the win here. It was a great argument for Luka. I'm Jackson Stafford. Thank you to my guests for joining me, and thank you for watching Shot Clock.